folks. Black Bull Markets have 10 merch packs to give away to clients who sign up before the end of the year, including one of these trader keys. So to go in the draw, all you need to do is sign up with the link below this video or in the podcast description, and you'll go in the draw to win. It's that simple. And remember, folks, when you sign up to Black Bull Markets through the Trading Nut link below, you're going to get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000 on your first deposit. All you need to do is click the link in the description below the video or the podcast.
Good morning, folks. Good morning, good morning. Got a different setup for today due to my house being under construction after some flooding from my kitchen. So I'm staying in a hotel, and this is the setup I got. So it's going to be a little bit different for me to get used to here. So bear with me. Michael, good morning. Let's do this. I also noticed the time was wrong because we hit daylight savings around here, which just ended. So I am talking a little quietly so that I don't wake up my family. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully you can still hear me a little bit. With all this that's going on, I haven't been able to focus a lot on my trading. So I'm actually looking forward to sitting here and actually getting to do some analysis and maybe take a trade or two. We'll see. One thing I need to do, because of my, what I call it, because of, well, for whatever reason, I'm not trading very well, and so I'm going to reduce my risk to help protect what's left of this challenge account. I've lost quite a bit already, so I need to get a good rhythm before I crank it back up. So I'm actually going to show you where I do my just trying to get the screen shared for you guys so you can see where I do my where are you? Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. So this is where I will set up my trades based on the lines on the chart. So I have these two, this red and blue line. The blue line would be a limit location, and the red line is a stop location. So what I do is within these little buttons, these little boxes, whatever shape those are, like you can just determine what kind of risk you want to put in. So, and then you can see I've got it for the stop loss mode. It's based on my line that's called stop line. You can set your profit target. So I'm just reducing to really pretty small for this account. My mindset's not great. Like I said, haven't been trading well, and so just it's not a good time to have full risk, if that makes sense. So let me do that. That was for my short orders and my long ones. It's the same thing for long. It's just you can see there's buy now instead of sell now. So I have two orders that I put in at once, just so it's easy to separate them out and oh, come on. Yeah. So it's easy to close it at half position. So part of my little program here is that it will do two at the same time. One is a 1-to-1, one is a 5-to-1, and I go from there. So I'm almost done here, and then I'll get back into charts. What happened? It's not downloading very quick, so. Really slow, actually. Oh, I got one of them. There we go. I don't have my extra screens with me, so I won't be able to see your comments quite as easily. So just a heads up there, I'll get back to them every so often to try to take a look at comments, answer questions. Hmm. There it goes. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna close that out. And just got to put those in the right folder here real quick. Okay. Relaunching MetaTrader, and then it should be good to go. All right, so if you want to see the more details of building those little scripts, then like you can ask me a question or something. I can try to help. It's a free program up to a certain size, EA or a script up to 10 block connections or something like that. So stuff like order entry works great. And back to the charts. There we go. Okay. All right. So like I said, comments will take a minute for me to see, but I'm gonna just start going through and looking for what I'm looking for. Look at the 15-minute chart here to see kind of a little bit more bigger picture. If there's anything I want to go for. No, labeled that wrong. This is the bottom fair value gap. Order block is right in here. Looks nearly ready to go back up already though, so they might be not coming down this far at this point. All right, so that gives me a couple levels to be watching for. I don't kind of equal lows over here, relative equal lows. Could be a liquidity pool down there. Okay, moving on here. Just kind of cycling through time frames just to see what pops out at me here. Starting with the 4 hour here, I'm going to highlight this gap. It's a gap with an order block in the midst of it right here. Which I like when they're overlapped like that. So the 1 hour gives the fair value gap overlap right here. Colors are so bad on this program. That's what I gotta do though. If there's two boxes on top of each other, they merge and make some new color. So there's a kind of combo gap there. All right, so I'll wait for that to push up either into that or turn around a little bit further down below. Structure break level. Stop. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep going through this. Nobody's got any questions. I do like questions, and they're helpful for everyone. So you've got any questions, certainly let me know. I will do my best to answer them. So this yellow rectangle area is a daily level verified gap that is being used right now. So that's why I highlighted it. You can see it comes back from back in September. Not going to make any action just based on the fact that it's trading there, but if you see a structure break within that level, then I can consider short. So this wick here reaching up above the old high from yesterday, that's a good sign for me if it then wants to break down lower. So watch that. See if there's something comparable here on the S&P. So S&P is this whole gap section here like this. Most of it already used though. So there's a little gap that goes to this candle, and then from this to this, and they're overlapping. So I'm just highlighting them both. Maybe I'll differentiate the two here. And I just, when I have that box open, you probably can't see very well, but I'm just making notes about what that level is so that when I'm looking at it on the lower time frame, I can have the info. There we go. I'll be right back here. So I just posted in the comments, but I'm going to be, if I get a rejection here in this fair value gap, which would be for me a bearish engulfing bar, then I'll add into the trade short. So I still have half the position left from the first entry. Targets down to where the old 15-minute low, just above that. So with this low here, low, 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 it's kind of a liquidity pool. But at this point, even if it goes back up to stop loss, the trade is even because I got out of the 1.1 R. So I'm just looking to see if there's that rejection bar, and then what I'll do is I'll put a new stop in down here, and I'll move the original one down as well, which would create a even better situation. So just want to explain, I'm trying to navigate having a bunch of noise around and still be able to let you all know what's going on. All right, so there's no entry there. That's not a bearish engulfing bar. So I gotta wait for another one. So no entry, just still waiting. All right, so the ad is definitely not going to happen. Looks like it's actually going to go to stop loss. So that's just the way it goes. Yep, there you go. All stopped out. So break even on that one. Oh well. Seems to be pretty common these days for me. Just gotta wait for another setup. But that is exactly why I get out on that first quick exit to give that as an opportunity to go further, but then also protect if it needs to go back. So you can see it is going back, price is going back into the gap that I highlighted earlier. So if this is going to show me a rejection up from this gap, then I can take a different trade short using a stop loss based on the new level here. So doesn't look like that's the case though. Love you, bud. All right, I'm just putting this comment up here. It's a question. I think my response to this would be, this is awesome that you got an awesome very first day trade or your first day. And I would say that you should not count on that and not continue trading in a way that has you risking that much, maybe. It's cool. I would be pumped about that. But then I know when I was first starting, I would have, what would I have done? I would have then been excited to keep trading, and then I probably would have lost it all pretty quickly. So I've done that before. So to get better at day trading, then continue to be patient and not push it, not try to force days of 60%. That's kind of how I would say it. But otherwise, nice job, and be careful because that's not going to be typical. Yeah, I think STO Vice, that's a great choice to stop trading for today. I think that's that makes good sense. All right, so currently I'm watching NASDAQ for a spot for short. Um, I highlighted this structure break level earlier. As I look through the lower time frames, there's a couple different spots that stand out. The 3-minute time frame actually looks the best in terms of overlap, gap, and order block. Oh, it's so bad. I'll just take out the 2-minute stuff here. So that's a really ideal way of setting up right there, where there's a fair value gap and an order block, which is like right in the midst of it. So the box is a fair value gap, and the arrow line is the order block. Anything else? Anyone else have any questions, thoughts, concerns, advices? Like I said, I'm not doing real great at this challenge, so I'm up for some advice. I'll be pretty excited if it gets up to this gap. I actually really like this setup. I'm gonna highlight this order block just to see what happens. I'm not gonna trade off of it just because it's not my special spot. So anything above this halfway mark is where I look for the setup. So I don't always put the line out because it's pretty easy to tell sometimes, but can put my stop line in, start with it up above the last high. But if it comes up and rejects with a good engulfer, then I may move that down a little bit. Although that's something that's not been super helpful for me lately. So maybe I'll leave it up a little higher than getting stopped out. Andy Techie, this is 1 minute time frame. I do switch back and forth quite a bit, so it's a reasonable question. The 1 minute is where I'm going to do most of my entries. I use the 3-minute on this one to look for the location of the potential. This fair value gap and this order block line are the ones I would really like to see it come up and use. And then I notated 1 minute order block as well as this one's just to watch and see what happens. And then this one's actually potential for where I can see the price come up into. So I'll be watching for the trade entry on the 1 minute setup. Oh yeah. Oi, oi, oi. Look at that. It's too soon though. It was not. So this is the difference between doing live streaming versus like sitting by myself. Hey, how's it going? No worries. I like that though. That's funny. Um, when I'm sitting trading by myself, I might see that and be like, well, shoot, maybe I will take it. Like I don't always stay consistent with what I want to do when I'm sitting by myself. That's why I like doing a live stream. But and O'Brien, it's going fine. If you just joined in, I'm streaming from a hotel room. Our house is getting partially demolished after my fridge was leaking for a couple days and soggied up the floor. So living in a hotel for the time being with my family and trading from just my laptop and trying to do it around the family waking up and getting themselves ready for the day and all that kind of stuff. So, but the place we're getting to stay is actually really cool. It's right down by the marina because it's like the only place where we live that has a kitchen. So the insurance company put us up here. Kids are going down fishing off the docks every day, which is pretty rad. It's probably bugging people. My face is too low. Oh, nice. I've been I was talking earlier about how I've been actually pretty discouraged about trading just because I haven't been able to put in the time that I want to. I went from part-time job, like employment job, to full-time, and then all this stuff with the house. So it's just been not super not super great. I thought about just giving up on the challenge, but I think instead what I did, if you just get in here, is I reduced my risk down to like $8 a trade or something like that. So I don't run the account down while I'm in this state of discouragement. Um, so protecting the the demo capital for this challenge. It's a long road back to passing the challenge, but if I can hang on by reducing my risk for a little while I can get my head on straight for trading, then I may be able to do that. Um, so yeah, that's where I'm at. I've got uh, I'm not sure, Ant O'Brien, if you're talking about you saw one of the streams from Trading Nut, which are awesome. Or if you saw something on my channel as well. But I do have my own YouTube as well. I'm like I said, I'm not super active right now because of all this stuff that's going on. But you can go over there for my trade journal. Is kind of what I call it. I don't. It's not a fancy video page, but it's my raw thoughts and why I take a trade or don't take a trade or those kind of things. So I'll leave that up there if anyone wants to check it out. So the Nasdaq trade didn't quite get to where I wanted it to before I could get in. So it's still good. It still could drive back up, tap into this area that I'd like to short. We'll see. Set alarm actually. Alert. We'll see though. Dot 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 dot. I'm gonna grab some more coffee. Yeah, and to Brian, that's a pretty easy thing to do when you're learning. And that it just like if I could go back and talk to myself, I would just say, hey, dude, you don't need to make it all happen right now. So I have uh, the idea of uh, making it or profiting and getting to a certain place is a really fantastical idea, and it would be wonderful. But it's going to be a lot worse if you give your broker a bunch of your money first, um, or to the point where you uh, lose it all and can't trade anymore. So um, there's no shame in having a small risk. Um, it will protect your ability to do that learning and keep trading for long enough to actually get past some of the crummy parts of learning about yourself and trading, because that's probably the biggest obstacle. So you may do good and then feel overconfident and then lose it all. You may do bad and then trade too much to try to win it back. There's a lot of psychological aspects of trading. So please look into that too. Don't just focus on the technical trading aspect of things. There's a lot of mental, psychological stuff. You watch any of ITT videos, he'll say to trade demo for 6 months minimum, as once you've gone through the mentorship stuff. So it's no joke. This is a demo that I'm trading to try to get past this challenge, and I still get nervous. All right. Well, there's not. I don't see anything that's going to be close to giving me a trade here. I don't think so. Yeah, that's good. That's a good way to do it. And hmm. Hmm. Okay. Um, think, folks, I think that's going to be it for me today. I'm not seeing anything else that's going to be very realistic for getting into another trade. Well, hang on, let me look at this for a sec. Yeah, I don't think this is going to set up in the time that I have this morning. So, right, well, if anyone has any other questions that I could respond to, trading or otherwise, I'd be happy to do that before I take off. See, my temptation is to take short here to ride back down to where it would want to retest using this gap here. But I think that's it. I think that's a temptation. I don't think that's actually a good trade. There hasn't really been a good raid anywhere up in the upper section. It's just this kind of normal stuff. It's kind of getting weak, but it's not really given a good show of wanting to go down without needing to protect or to return back up. So I'm gonna wait there. Did fill up that gap nicely though. Look at that. So if I were to take this, it would be after an engulfing bar down, bearish. Stop right above. I'd probably actually put it like right there. You can do this. I do this sometimes where I'll do a hypothetical trade, get it ready, just like I would, and then I'll put in flags. Like target entry would be somewhere around there. I know it says a price. I'm not worried about what the price is. It's just a symbol. So it's got, no, it's not going to engulf, so I have to wait. All right, folks, I think that's it for me for today. Periodically post my journals to the YouTube channel. You can check that out if you want. It's listed right there. And with that, I bid you